Okay, here we go. Hello, 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 good people. Hello, good people. I am Dr. Hollie Kelly, and this is Dr. Kelly's perspective for Wednesday, December 5th. December 5th, 2018. I have entitled this perspective in the form of a question. In the form of a question, is experience the best teacher? And I heard this earlier this week, just the statement that experience is the best teacher. And it made me think because I'm not sure I agree with that statement. I'm not quite sure I agree with the statement that it is the best teacher. Um, I think it can only become the best teacher if we learn from it. If we hey, Bridget and Pat, if we learn from experience, anyone else's experience, even, hey, Miss Kendra, good morning, then it becomes a good teacher. If we're going to continue to go through over and over and over and over again the way life teaches us, because until you pass a test, life will continue to bring a new test to you. Different format of questions, different format of what you've got to get through, but the foundation is still the same. They're trying to teach you a lesson, trying to teach you and grow us up. And so if we don't learn from the failure, from the mistake, from the error, from the fall, if we don't learn from the pothole we just fell in, we will simply repeat the experience. So I put a slight tweak on experience being the best teacher. Only if we learn from it. That's why we can't take 40 years worth of wisdom and knowledge and experience and dump it on a teenager and then ask them, hey, Keisha, and ask them, you know, why can't you just do it like this? I need you to stop making these decisions. These decisions are bad for you. Look at your circle of friends. Okay, we can only say that because we've got, 30, 40 years worth of living and experience on us. It's only valuable if we learn from it and apply it. And so I was speaking with someone who is becoming very, very frustrated about or in this meantime while they're looking for full-time employment. I mean, beyond frustrated and beating themselves up and very hard on themselves. And that's understandable. I get it. I get it. They want things to move faster. They want to have the opportunity to do better. Hey, Terry, to do better and to do more. I get that. But the frustration in the meantime is not serving them any purpose. Whenever we are frustrated and irritated and angry and we cannot think clearly, we can't think clearly. Well, good morning, Miss Donna, Miss Augusta herself. And so my question that I posed to her was just, I offered a different perspective. My perspective to her was, you're out looking for a full-time job. I get it. And it's not moving as quickly as you would like. How about in this meantime, while you're looking, you take on a full-time position? What is going on? Excuse me, I don't even have any water this morning. You take on the full-time role of improving yourself. Make yourself a full-time job, a full-time position where you are the CEO and you're the project manager for a full-time position of this full-time position, growing yourself. So while you're waiting, while you're pursuing, while you are deciding, while you are looking out, you're out there on the search, looking for a new job, looking for a promotion, while you're doing this, in the meantime, take on a full-time position of growing yourself. The life improvement plan. Okay, why don't you move from a part-time associate to the full-time CEO project manager of growing yourself? It was Jim Rohn who said, this is modified version of what he says, but it's so true. It's so powerful. And just see for a second when I say it, if it applies to you. He said there's very little more frustrating than wanting a higher paying job with greater salary and greater benefits and wages, and you're capable of more and you want more, and they're not paying you enough. There's nothing more frustrating than wanting the bigger, the more, the greater, while you still remain average. The two do not match. They don't match. And even if that stung, because that can be to be confronted with the possibility that you're still average, even though you're out and you're wanting more and you demanding more and you getting angry. Good morning, Patrick. Getting angry because people are passing you by and promotions are passing you by and elevation and advancement is moving on past you. If you are still in the place of average, if you have done nothing to break yourself up out of the pack, more and greater and bigger and elevation is probably not running after you. It's probably not chasing you. So I'm saying to you that perhaps there are better teachers than experience. That's what books are about. I was a young person. I was like a teenager. Hey, Patrick, I was like a teenager, probably even younger. And I just did not, first of all, I never liked getting in trouble. My sister's on here and can attest to you. I did not, I probably remember 2 whippings in my whole life. Because I didn't need to get spanked because I did not like getting in trouble. You tell me something, that's cool with me. If I read it, if I see it, if I believe it to be the truth, that's good enough for me. I'm going to do it. Not that I'm so, such a goody. Well, they did call me a goody two shoes, but it wasn't because I was trying to be a good goody shoe. I didn't like getting in trouble. To me, that just makes perfect sense. Do what you're supposed to do, you avoid trouble. Do what you're told, you avoid pain. To me, that's just like a perfect combination. I understand it completely. So when I saw friends that would make mistakes, that would make decisions that dropped them off into holes and pits and dark places, I didn't need to experience that for myself. I don't need to get burned to believe that the fire is hot. I'm looking at that scar on your arm, and that's good enough for me. So learn from someone else's experience. Thank you, Miss Keisha. So learn from someone else. Experience is only the best teacher if you learn from it. You can have 10 years worth of experience after experience after experience after experience, and you ain't learned a thing. You know you haven't learned because you're still doing the same, you're still trying to pass the same test. So learn from someone else's experience. Thank you for all who are joining. Tony, Jaja, I see you out there. I think I even saw Miss Jean. Good morning. So that's what I wanted to offer. I want to offer a different perspective. While you're in a meantime season, take on a full-time job. Take on project manager, CEO of growing, of expanding, of stretching, of challenging yourself. Don't allow yourself to remain the same person and then steady look for different things. Steady look for more. Steady look for advancement. The marketplace does not pay for average, period. Okay, so we can learn from experiences and then they become the best teacher. Only if we learn from them. If not, we're in a cycle. And it's not learning. You're just repeating the same old test over and over and over again. It just looks slightly different. So my encouragement to you, my encouragement to all of us this morning is to learn from our experiences and become the project manager on growing this full-time position. So you sitting around waiting on the promotion, you sitting around waiting on the full-time call, you sitting around waiting on the opportunity. You got something to do in the meantime. Don't be twiddling your thumbs. Do not waste time. Today is already the 5th day of December. In a blink, we're gonna be staring at a new year. Okay, we don't have time to be wasting. I promise you, time is moving fast, and so we don't need to waste it. Okay. That is my offering to you this morning. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. Who is the us? Good night. Thank you for joining me this morning. Thank you for joining me. Share it out. If you are encouraged or inspired, if it's giving you a different perspective about something, don't be stingy. If it helped you, if it inspired you, it can help and inspire and motivate and prepare someone else. So send it out. Okay. Until next time, take real good care of yourselves.